Upa makalabare obate mingba ini baka tu tradi me feni mebiu ane Micra Makalo 2025 wa upa sare me sowra ne buguma amame wa kobruanga ne the Kalabari National College Amachree dirigo ware the Kalabari National College Old Student Association in our Pudawa ne grand patron Sir Dan Kariboye Amachree ubuti gbogbo re bọ́sẹ̀ kúrò náà bí o ògbógbòrò rẹ̀ tí a náà dirike yeke dimbra competition and essay writing be competition and no gbókúrò máa yìí and bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mi gbà mẹ́ ìgbó di èyí dé àbí o first second na trakana bọ́ and tari pakabo wọ́n na makana bọ́ na trakana bọ́ na pre o boom and ẹ̀rẹ́ sí wá òpù àmà mẹ́sọ̀ boom wá bìkẹ́ tí mẹ́ ẹ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀bùrà bò and ìgbìgbìnà gbòdò máa rẹ̀ tari pakabo wọ́ 100,000 naira ke di mo prewre makra pakabo wọ́ ne peke 80,000 then trakana bọ́ peke 60,000 mina di ibrahim ane wa peke ere wari sake bu ebrabo wa ke bibrama midri go wari me ane Amachree di daware 1938 ana pakabo
welcome you highly to this August cafe happening on the 19th of February. And after all, I've gone to this school and graduated.
Yere ni alabo dagogo chima wokoma. Kensi bia itulmal geography ani ye yo me wangar be yo mesmi bra ana tulumar ani senior secondary Micra diri wa me wambo okwanga mebo senior secondary bana itulmal.
Imete woni pa mingba ti me Fiji.
Okay, mingba me ani wa begin be my word wa die pri bigike yeke time ani Sir Dan Amachree yeke ti gbom ke SS3 wa poprim ani AC began essay writing contest. So in Yemekem on the topic and the theme examination malpractice pakal the probable causes of examination malpractice and the topic me so SS3 bio na nke musikula yera ni yema organize yere na gen teacher na but yeme si ongo na no ke gba na teacher na yeme arrange moko ese ni apu na nke ye anke apu mabo ubote moko tari na Micra na treka bara biapu that's biako wini apu ma obomoko di pre ke na pro abore ani mi gba wa yo aboye.
Okay, wana itulu mabo ile kwale kibrabu papa yeke anambio ani nke ni bekre ania inde ere yeme kortom brabu inde kane gila brame so nke yeme ani koma ina si boy mi te bige yeme te ba bige dadi ke kai koma bare todbo pepa dikia o ibigbete to mo ke na prebia ba
nke we be me anime dasa mabia anime dasa bara ne dapuna ngiapuna bige tol ma bra na nsmer ke godo ko bere dapuna ngiapuna ndiri fe ka wo me pre ni bim te biga wo me suku sete mi ta wo me diri go ni bim me na wo me we to apu ye ke diri sinya na go diri ba treme so me na me na bra me tene exam legite exam kete copy bi abra ofori ane bofu ata wa yana teacher bu brabo smeria ni teacher ma peke class bo dro ma class bote ye make na toluma class me misima me teacher me na ingap me na ane bulumate miete zambio fura me ba me bia be.
Okay, when sida inde itake poko eke me ti me gukru apo ma me be wari
Miti me gbokran bo wana dabo ane biki grand patron kana kosa Sir Dan Amachree ai biti me to ko belama oranke bosa ke school me bio ti boloma yo fori oranke bote so ane jati sa ke so boye quiz bo ja so bom ane kwa mate wana be ba ne me so bra so ata we me dirigo me nimba mete begin be fie bra me English me nimba because in legite English ani fie ba ke me kere ani me so mete waye kibo AC competition na letter writing na and pomate brasa kana prova so I mete ko beloma
Yere Pastor William Amachree. Yere ni the principal junior section of Calabar National College. Tari ya biera biungbo latemete ke the grand patron we be mi timeto bukru maeme because ambraso awo ma prete in diri goba misa kwa gbere bra wana bi da ye yo mebo to awo me ba diri ga bo moko bukru maeme mete in diri ga piki ye ka then moko ane ba ye fan kuma o piki ye kina prere me am piki jab mete japo piki biba in diri go am piki braso awo ma preba braso Calabar ingi seme preba braso River State and Nigeria so preba so ibilang well so ye mo kubiera ne menati brame ampa sakmen ba ampa gbo kroma bare old boys mangere aso wa to me na we government boy ampa braso awo ma pre ye wa sake lim sake wa diri go brame yo ba pigi anki moko na wa me biete in sake diri
Not fighting in the real sense of the war, but trying to do things right. The National Assistant Secretary, we welcome you to the school. Today marks another history. This year, except on Monday, that one is from our supervising ministry. They came on Monday, incidentally something took me out. I couldn't meet up. Today is Wednesday, isn't it? On Monday, led by the president. Please, all of you should recognize, know him in case you meet him in the town. Give him that respect and regard. Because all they are doing is to reclaim what belongs to this school. The ancient landmarks of KNC. I was surprised to hear that up to the extent of we share boundary with the community. That means the President Council, Secretariat, the Motor Park, and all others, down to the waterside belongs to the NC.
This is the best time of your life. I'm talking about the students. This is the best time of your life. And make use of it. So let me come to the objective of this essay competition. The objective of this essay competition is to engender competition amongst the students. We find out that most of our students or most of our youth cannot express themselves on paper. I say this because I work in areas where I interview people. They cannot defend what they have studied, which is very painful to us. As a student here, the college encouraged us. Every year you are given an exercise, beginning of the year, you are given an exercise and asked to read as many novels as you can. As you read them, you write the name of the title of the novel, the author, and you do a précis. Do you know why they call précis? Have you heard that word précis? You don't do that in your, sorry. You do a précis of what the book is all about, what is written in the book. And the person who read more books gets a prize. He gets a prize. So the school encourages you in various ways. You have the best science student, you have the first in your class. In every stream, you have a first in your class. These things should be brought back to the gender competition. So this essay competition was meant to engender competition among students. Primarily, it was intended for only Calabar students. The origin is to see how we can develop the Calabar students in literary skills. The first group I added this project to, we did not agree on the concept. I believe that in every school that is resident in any town, you don't have only the students from that town. There are other Calabar people that are in that town. So doing it in that school or in those schools doesn't mean you're excluding some towns. But the first committee thought you have to bring all the schools in Calabar together in one spot for them to write. And I said that would be too expensive. Not only expensive, but in this time of insecurity, how do you bring these people from the Oceania down here? And where do you keep them? How do you feed them? So, since we would not agree, I said I will take it to my alma mater. And that is why we are here. Let me thank especially my brother, Captain, because when I discussed with him, he gave me all the support. Let me also thank the organizers. It is not easy to mark scripts of you guys today because you will either fall asleep or you will not continue marking. But they were patient. I wouldn't have been patient to mark. If I'm asked to mark even the first three, I will fall asleep because of the quality. Now let's come back to what makes a school great. There are three pillars that will make a school great. First is the teachers. Two, the students. And three, the old students. Buildings don't make a school great. If you have had opportunity to visit Cambridge, Oxford, or even Harvard, you find out that they don't have great buildings. They still have those buildings in the 12th, 13th century. But there's a lot of greatness going through here. So teachers, please, I know you don't have the encouragement. You don't have the encouragement to, both from the parents and from the government, to do your work. Sometimes you are slighted by the parents whom they are taking care of. Let me give you a personal experience. My first daughter was at UDSS, and there was this girl whose father was a general manager in Shell. This girl was a terror. To every student. She bullies and academically very poor. But because of the parents, they were protecting her. We went for a PTA meeting, and the mother was wise enough to attack the teacher that corrected her child. At that point, I was very furious. I then called and said, Madam, how many hours do you stay with your daughter in the house? From morning till she comes back from school. How many hours do you stay with her? She couldn't answer. So I brought out, I think about, then that was in the 80s, I brought about 50 kobo from my pocket, gave it to the principal. I said, use this to buy cake. If my daughter who is in this school, flog her. Flog her very well. Because if she becomes wayward, it's not you that will bear the pain, it's me. So at this point, correct. the child. Even the Bible is there. Spare the rod, and what you do is spoil the child. So teachers, please, I plead with you, regard this one seated here as flowers in their nursery. Tend them, always direct them as to come out. And you the students, respect your teachers. When you step into this place, the teacher is supreme. Wherever family you come from, the teacher is supreme. And how you listen to them, how you follow their principles, that will make you a great person in the future. You have two options, either to be great or to be notorious. And I tell you, it's only in dictionary you will find work before success. In real life, success before work. In real life, it's work before success. So, teachers, please give them the normal support and try as much as possible to mentor them on career, what career to go, because the world is changing. You see a lot of graduates moving on the street, not because because the jobs are not there. Though some of the graduates are unemployable because they cannot defend their class. Things are changing, so teachers, please regard them as your children and always work towards them. Secondly, let me face you students. Some of you believe that because your father, your mother is rich, you don't give a damn. What happens if that your father dies or your mother dies, and they don't have enough to look after you? So keep the riches of their parents because they work for it. And say, I am going to create my own wealth so that you'll be happy for your children. Children don't save for their parents, they save for their children. So if you don't have something to save, what are you going to give to your children? If you don't have anything here, what do you give to the society? So this is your best time to ask yourself, what am I going to do in the future? Now, how many of you, especially this is SS3, where is 3? 3, very few. How many of you in SS3 have decided what you will do? And when you go to the university? Okay, all of you are raising your hand, right? My good friend, you raised your hand, right? No, you, yeah, no, the one in between. You raised your hand. What do you want to do? Huh? Marine engineering. Why do you want to do marine engineering? Because your friend did marine engineering. Why do you want to do marine engineering? Huh? You want to know everything about the water. So, at least you have something. And you, what do you want to do? You. What do you want to do? Sociology. Huh? Why do you want to do sociology? How to manage your resources. You don't have to be a sociologist to tell me how much. You see, why I'm asking this question is that think thoroughly before you choose a course. Most of the courses in the universities are becoming obsolete. In those days, our parents go in to do classes. Have you heard of the subject called classes? No. And they come out, they become great men. But nowadays, there are certain courses in which you continue to roam the streets looking for work. don't think you are going to have a job. Think of yourself as somebody who creates jobs to employ other people. So the students, your role is very important. What you leave out of this school, what you become, is how you are going to help your, your school. When we were here, there was nothing like fence. The building was standing on its own. The housemaster's house is there. There is something called exit. You want to go and visit your parents to see him, he will tell you, go come by this. And some of them, one of the people we had was part of this community. He will tell you from here to your compound is 4 minutes. So I'm giving you only 15 minutes. And God help if you don't come back that 15 minutes. That was not good. But discipline was instilled. Discipline was instilled. So you cannot succeed without discipline. You cannot. Discipline is what makes you succeed in life. Briefly, let me come over to the Old Boys Association. I honestly thank the young ones who are here. If we, the senior ones, had taken up the fight as they have taken up, this school must have gone miles away. We were not interested in what happens in the school that made us. Most of us are not interested. But I'm happy that there is a breeze, a new wind blowing through. So the old boys, please try as much as possible. Vision what these kids will do like. Because there is pride in seeing somebody to say, look at that, it's an old boy like me. Now let me give you an example. When I was working in NPC, a colleague of mine, his father, who was the first lawyer in northern Nigeria, attended this school. And when we were talking about colleges we attended and I mentioned it, he said, my father attended that school. It's extra reading, but if you are caught, God help you, because you will dig an ant somewhere there. I can't see the antics again, they call God, because that is the height of bringing out the queen from ant. It sounds strange to you, but we went through all those things, and we still have our heads up. So please, the old students, try as much as possible to remember that this is where we taught you exist. Without you going through secondary school here, you would have gone to university. And if you have not gone to any university, you would have gotten a degree. So this, for me, is the first principle that always falls back. Conceive, move, and meet those of us who are very old students, and we can reach out to our colleagues who are very old and see what we can do for the kids. Let me thank the staff, the principal, and then the students for coming up. Let me make an announcement. I have tried to discuss with the principal and the two principals, and I think after this, please the executive to give us 5 minutes to talk to them. I want to change the modality of the competition. Thanks for being able to stop. The second prize goes to Boma Onye Long John. But you try again, okay? And the winner The winner is Ekanem Samuel. Let me congratulate all the winners, and I hope next year a new batch of winners will come.
What's your name?
Samuel Ekano.
Okay, as a participant and the winner of the Sir Dan Kariboye Amachree sponsored essay competition, what are your observations and what advice do you have for your fellow students?
The advice I have for my fellow students, those in SS2, my classmates and SS1, I would say the key to success is reading and studying. Please, they should endeavor to try and study very hard to make sure maybe next time they get their own part of it.
Okay, what word of appreciation do you have for the sponsor?
I'll say a big thank you to the sponsor, Sir Dan, for his good works towards us. And I also thank him for giving us the privilege to test our effort on essay writing competition. I'll say a big thank you to the old boys also.
In conclusion, the prize of 100,000 naira, what would you be using the money for?
I'm planning to enter into the university by next year, so I think I'll keep it till then. Then I'll buy some textbooks and notebooks.
Okay. Well, to add to the conclusion, what other requests do you have to organizations, other education-loving platforms for options like this?
I'll say that they should try and at least bring in more competition into the school for every section so that we can keep seeing new students having the award which I just got today.
Thank you very much. When you go back there?
Batten.
If you go back there.
Yera dokie Prince Lee. Yera ne David Jim George Ingi. So David Jim George. At least yere school me amu fama, but I encourage my children to go forward. Iyana aso asake no care to pa mu kina bar. So the guy me take mako Dan Amachree bem. Okay, boteke Kariboye Amachree bem. Okay, boteke mako school me boy me. O fight bo school me preme and come at bebele malamam. Or it was something ben makabo in that student be rank abo bo best position akin me and come at bebele my soccer prelamam. Come me sak memo ari me take school me bar pigi me take go so bar pigi me take government na so bar in yete old student na say me take na bem in ka tro ko mu abame na ka tro ko mu me in japona dapona in na me encourage to go to school feel for the fear that to me mu biaja me feel for the Igigila, Janjapanyana, like me, but I struggle to see that he am a meet up. Here, my shop, a bar, in the Mamaki meet up, here I'm Wasaki, in my meet up there, bar, bo, bar, sotake, here my suffering, by Tosserbu, Smima, Moka Tosser, so Tosser Memo, can't some of me, a Pacamamosa in Japanada, Panaba, in Braswa, in Bokroma, Tina, Masukruma, and in Bio and CEO in a Sukruma in Somu, Ilan in the Kribu me, la.
Arakosaga bebra. Yebu emai tari ani miete me school awoma competitive spirit in ogboku so abra healthy one not jumojumo digi ogu ani egbere mankra maya ni miete ina ikamno kina provar be gift me of writing me pakambo na gotanje
Emete. Wali kure and ikoma sasra government book or abapo minati me bukuruma inde ibetere wa mnese miti me and fa menga paper menji troko mu ebra.
Well, some no me enyoga kini prayer. So to if you are finiso, if you can appreciate. Eto wanya na treme ine braso ka kini prayer dia. And e braso me inya na ime bo me braso na prayer. So you go get tam no bra me odumo ka wana pray. Odumo ka wana pray pigi one of bi ubisaki sin. So digi bu jerbo kwa yetrokomba.
and the Knuma, they are now in Gabana Dapuna, pretty rare record. Mina Misaki, Eco, Mina Gamema, came to me fair, so in the area, I take it so that in Lama, Boko, Ponamu Soil.
Well, I'm both because I want my role laborable in our trample. If you go able so min account la. So me went and moving up man at that man abraso be able for it. But here you go here down. Here woman and then the main priority thing especially me I tell buy to bosso abra. So I'm in minutes a big man, no bravo so yingo bravo so dabo in yete and I want mabo to be a male.
Yere Comrade Ibim Emnitogi, President, Calabar National College All Student Association.
In the Lamon, Milbume, in dance, Limba.
Milbume and Sepre Jan Miate Amanakro College, man, Ekens me, Troko mu, Ibia Ike School Mebu, Miate Awoma, Ebiokuma na Dirigote, Dadigi, Mebo, Ebokman Passy. And both treme balate bele ni sobo ibiatomi so waibra na wa gote ogbome pakamaye.
One of the go pa government to be treme or Comara bio corre government Brapuna to there in Korea so in the Moko Yena government emperor or Billy take bala government may you Minama and with the Moyakrama. I make my so you can not take who income the correct.
One ma wana kona mane sak member me te government me minim no so school me Amanakro college me enye ni bia yemi jawa di pakeke inaka jawa pekini kena biokroma so sak member wake government na troko kuma wa menjimu inala wa menjimu ina kona Kariboye na la de wa peke ferdio so wa peke inasen peke di pa keke na ka na mane wa to wa sak yete government me nimi am no so school me kona memi tempeke ambo sete kona me kore
Yere Alanabo, Salanabo, Fenibo, Puende, PhD. Yani principal, Calabar National College, Buguma, senior section.
One about Sadan, Amachree, Boo Kumareti, Energy go in there and K last Libra.
And Bubama Soteke, a prem, at least 2021 November, precisely on the 24th, and Amachree as a principal. Abusake, other schools were in Abbey experience and Aburakra and surprises. Moko nyeme since last year newa respect me oboba when it mengba moko obote tamoke obo ambrabo opiki overte duko brabo mi school me mute pakate me kora tesi. That's about 60 years. I am yet a tamnobe oprempiki tamnobe muroboma ibi ojumeni nangodmu obi na fina fanabio obra broma ani srasra gborembo kona korwente riteate ola ejbo opa kebi okoro mi school me ani brota kro mabio omupakaye te kebi okoro mate bo dem se ameme yekumani braswa teke awo mate school me mwerapo ena incorrigible tindiri gome because Calabare semebo na in fact Nigerian as a country Calabar dirigobo ba obodalamar limsakwetu nkrimoyi yabe kurabio. I think the first Attorney General of the Federation, Calabar Nabo, late Chief Dr. Nabo Graham Douglas, or Anyanya River State, at that time during the military administration.